I think it's like keeping it real and
Yeah.
practical lah, in also
Yeah.
in marriage life. Yeah,
Correct.
I
Yeah.
could also relate to both of you, especially Fiza was saying about that sometimes we have different heads, becoming a mother, someone else altogether. It's kind of true lah. But definitely we cannot take over the parenting role
Of
lah.
course,
Parent is the
yes,
parent.
correct. Yes,
Siblings
we
is
are
the
the wife.
siblings. We
Yes,
are the
correct.
wife. So we just be there when there's a need to switch that heads altogether. Yes, okay, ya. Dengar-dengar korang ni kan dah kahwin, right? You are married like quite recent, not so long ago lah kan? And you guys are pretty young. Boleh bilang tak umur berapa sikit?
22. Ooh.
See, sweet 22. I still got sweet tooth 22. So, how
25.
young are you?
I'm 25.
25, okay lah. Dia mid. Not midlife crisis Mid, sweet mid su. Okay lah. Lebih melalau aku, melacau. See? Okay. So, for me back then when I was young okay, to be honest, I wanted to get married at 16, you know. I want to follow my mother footstep. Sekali when I'm 16, tak jadi. Gila weh, 16 nak kahwin. So then I tell my mom, no, actually tak jadi, no. I just joking when back then. And then when it comes to in my 20s, you know, I've been with my husband for decades, right? But I just decided that let me secure everything first in my life before I embark in a marriage, because I have a lot of fear and I'm kind of very cautious about my next step. And then I'm seeing myself like I've yet to build my career. I just want to see how I build it and then carry out that journey before I embark to the next phase of my life lah. So that's how I see it. But for you guys, it's different way, different journey. Can you
Correct.
share with us how that journey happened to your next phase?
For me, like actually, I just wanted to get married. We planned between us in 3 to 4 years time. After like we literally stabilize and we are ready to settle down. But I think jodoh maut semua di tangan Tuhan. Like it's a secret. So
Definitely.
like and you know like these things happen usually in very unexpected moment. And yeah, so things happen and too many challenges to even go out that we went through, and so many things that also make us learn that it's not going to be easy. Yeah, it has been nearly 1 year from from today, since we started our marriage. No, since we started our plan for our marriage, and it's not easy, but at the same time, I'm just grateful. If I can turn back time, if I can turn back time, I'll make it much more better. But dah jodohkan, so we just have to accept and just move on with our life lah. For me.
Okay, as for me, it also happened unexpectedly. It's a right lah, I would say, because we knew each other like last year January, baru-baru juga, and then of course things happen unexpectedly, but in a good way lah, of course, you know. And then it's good lah, like it's a good feeling and scary at times, a nervous, scary but good feeling, and I enjoy every single part, every single one of it. Yeah.
I got it. Right.
Yep.
So definitely when you're young, you guys are very beautiful ladies. Yeah. And I'm sure there's a queue for guys out there. But out of many, why you choose your current husband?
first thing first, correction, I'm not that pretty. And correction, not that long queue. But I think at that time we are in a relationship, and then of course, who wants to waste time to just mingle around and don't have yet to plan for any commitment. And as we grow older, and I think I grow up so fast. I grow up so fast. Like I mean I mix around with those my friends, those companies that are like much older than me, that dah kahwin, dah ada anak, all this kind of thing, like have career path already, all these things which influence me to just keep on like keeping up with it, to just catch up. Like if you were to compare myself at this age and my other friends with at the same age, it's so different. So it's hard to relate to them actually. I can relate to the ones that is older but not younger. And how I trusting, maybe because during in a relationship we start to have this some kind of like partly a commitment to macam, how to say, you have to build that trust lah. And also macam when you build that trust, that confidence that he's the one. And of course I think the only way is for us as Muslims, kita kena solat, then macam minta yang baik-baik. And if dia jodoh kita, maka the wedding day is gonna happen. If dia bukan jodoh kita, then redha lah. But things happen, which the wedding happened, and I think he's the one lah. Like because and I think I'm confident because he don't set his eyes on any girls. Yeah, he don't set his eyes on any girls except for me. So
Amin. That's why
Amboi,
it's the
amboi.
right guy for Fiza. Then how about ni, Su?
Why did I choose him? Like I said just now, it happened unexpectedly because apa ni? Yelah, masa sebelum-sebelumnya kan I experience heartbreak. Kejap Yeah, and then when I got to know him, I met him, and then kenapa aku macam tiba-tiba voice break Okay, then he is a very simple guy, makes me happy lah. Like those small little things counts lah. Like apa-apa dia buat, walaupun macam tengah makan, then he will put tisu dekat atas on top of my ni kaki tengah makan. Like just those simple small things.
Lap.
Oh, lap. Okay.
Lap kaki.
Aku tengah visual juga. Engkau tengah duduk kat atas kursi, taruh kat kaki. Kenapa? Kat bawah. Faham.
Yeah, so
He's a gentleman lah basically.
Gentleman lah.
Yeah, gentleman. So yeah lah, like we have this kind of same mindset, I would say. Like yelah, like just settle down. Actually, I initially wanted to just settle down, have my own family. Just be happy lah. Simple life lah, I would say. Bersyukur. I'm grateful that we met and it happened lah. Alhamdulillah.
Amin. Ya Rabbal Alamin. Yeah. So I think Sue is always about simplicity. That's why I see her since, the time that I know her. It's all the simple things that she believe in and feel grateful with lah. So for me pula, why I choose my husband is memanglah kita dah berzaman, dah sampai dah berkerak tu besi. Tapi it's more of I think I'm very practical also. Besides the mutual love we have, okay, I'm very practical that he's good in bagian technology, which I think is a needed skills lah kan. And then dia pun pandai bertukang. Susah tau sekarang lelaki nak bertukang, nak tahu buat maintenance kat rumah ni. So aku macam fikir nanti pindah rumah siapa nak buat tukang ni semua takkan si nak panggil plumber, nak panggil mekanik datang bikin. So having him is an ideal partner to me lah. So that's why I'm very practical in what I choose. But also like it's a long-term relationship that we have built. So talking about this, right? Confirm kita banyak disagreement with especially during the first few marriage in our life. So definitely before married life, in that relationship as a couple, mestilah kita dah terlalu banyak disagreement. Pasal kita nak adjust kan. So the more that we see it when we are on board in the same house. Because the more we see his habit, kan, mesti ada benda dia kita tak kena. How do you guys go through that?
For me, I'm not OCD. I'm that type of person. I need to be like everything well organized and looks clean, like very presentable in my eyes. You know, this kind of things like girls. So like simple things like katil, air freshener tak ada battery, air freshener out of the punya air, or diffuser, anything like little things macam wardrobe, all these kind of things. Like I've done it 1001 times, but it still goes back to square one, which little things like this makes me angry. And as you guys know that I'm a very short trip, macam senang marah. So I'll be like, and most of the time he's very patient. It's just that I think because of my kadang-kadang maybe because I also terlalu ikutkan my barang or this kind of thing, he also need to toughen up himself and have ways to control me. So yeah, like nak kena banyak give and take. Like for me, bed sheets. Okay, I do bed sheets today. You will do sapu, or you go and clean up after your barang, and then I'll belanja you. Like bubble tea. That kind of things. Those little things that we can appreciate each other. There's so many disagreements. It's about I think first 6 months of marriage, which yesterday was my 6 months if I'm not wrong. Too many agreements until like those little things like when before we are married, we are like literally no commitment towards each other. Everything you can decide on your own, this kind of things, which dah terbiasa. And lepas kahwin is so different that you have to minta izin from your husband, then you have to sit down and literally have much understanding of what you're going to do next. I think from that phase, for that phase, we are still learning, and there's quite disagreement here and there because we are still learning. We are still learning each other's ways lah. Maybe my ways for him is not correct, or for his ways vice versa is not correct. So we just have to sit down and talk about it. I think communication is the key, and also the understanding. Yeah, there's so many things that I want to talk about, but I don't think I have to buka each and everything. But those simple things lah, those simple things is you just need to either you have to let it go, or you just have to just settle down and talk about it. That's the solution. But for me, I'm that type of person, I hold grudges. So it's quite salah for my side lah. But for him, I think he's very understanding. Dia macam boleh mengalah, but tak boleh mostly mengalah lah because I will pejak kepala. So I have to learn more because I married at a very young age. Yeah.
Okay, for me, bedek lah kalau tak ada any disagreement antara satu sama lain kan. So, but I mean so far, from my experience, we do get into disagreement here and there, but afterwards it will be solved lah. Like macam Fiza cakap, we are still learning about each other kan. So, yeah. Is mostly the communication lah. Yeah. Itu je.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Right. So yeah, the key is the communication. That's very right. And for me also during my first few years of marriage, it's not easy walaupun kita dah lama kan, but
So
I
different.
still get to know him more when we sit in the same house. And our most dominant characters or what is being seen, like I mean, macam the true colours is out. Everything is out already.
Yes, correct.
I was having a hard time to embrace everything. I'm still like processing or digesting macam asal saya di perangai macam ni. Aku pun sama lah perangai, bukan dia seorang. Aku pusing perangai. Jadi gaduh. Kadang benda kecil. Macam sekecil apa macam okay, he is very kata orang niki piki dia very perfectionist. Aku tak rembih dia. Tapi serba-serbi aku macam bersih, macam bagi aku dah terkemas, bagi akunya mata ni dah bersih bagi akulah. But for him, dia mesti nak tak ada setitik pun dot ke apa pun dia mesti nak. Everything is removed. And then when it comes to cat rumah, mesti nak inline taruh scotch tape. So dia very perfect lah. Aku tak boleh. So lama-lama macam he see how I would react every time kalau dia macam tak berapa suka cara aku kan. And he will like tone down lah. He will say in another way and in a better approach so that I'll be more receptive to help. Kan?
Yes, correct. The approach also is also very important. I think I also realized that macam I'm the kind of person macam kau macam-macam like sayang buat ni, sayang buat tu, sayang I dah buat ni tau, so you buat ni lah, ada cakap ni buat benda simple tak dibuat, you know that kind of thing. And then of course guys will be like apa yang nak marah I, you know, he always complain to me lah. He said macam you always like the angry bird, you know, like every single thing also you very angry. And I said no, I'm not angry, that's how I talk or whatever lah, how I approach. Then I think bila dah fikirkan balik also correct lah. If I were to be him to meet myself, I wouldn't agree of how I react also.
Yeah, so our tone is very important,
Yep.
Yeah, it is definitely. So talking about disagreement, it's part of the process in relationship. It's common, it's real, and it's okay. It's
and
okay.
raw.
Correct.
Yeah, it's okay because after time you know how to handle it in a better way lah. Yeah, you learn each other so much.
Correct.
Yeah. So right. So but in that process, right? Do you ever like take things for granted or not?
Of course for me, because I think it's time kita baru mata ya. Look, okay, my husband is very soft. Like every single thing, macam even if you say, I just malas nangis, nanti he can cry so bad like literally cry. He's very emotional. He's from the start of mata lah. Dalam lama macam I think with him that way, I can overpower him. You know, like I can get things that I want, get things macam ni betul. So bila macam my attitude is gonna be like that. That's how I'm gonna treat him in a very in the long run. Korang boleh dengar tak aku ni? Sorry.
Boleh. Ya, dengar.
In the long run, I've known him for 2 years plus. In the long run, bila kita dah kahwin, at the very least, we updated like now, he started to toughen up already. Like macam whatever I say, he don't really macam get affected. So he macam kata lah. Dia macam he can lawan balik. So I think it's because of my fault lah. Macam when he's soft, I take things for granted. Macam there are so many things that he sacrificed for me. I wouldn't want to say things, but then too many sacrifices that kadang-kadang I take that sacrifices for granted, and also macam it's just I just have to be more appreciative of him lah. Yeah, that's what I learned. As I thought also, this is what I'm thinking, and I'm learning also. Yeah.
Actually, can you like have you ever think? Maksudnya apa? In what way? In what sense?
The advantage lah. The advantage of anything.
Like as in how?
You know, like you see, you felt that he's not doing enough, and then you feel that
he does a lot. Yeah, my husband.
So never lah.
If macam in what I'm thinking right now, I thought macam bila tengah sakit, then my husband will like be there, macam take care of my macam tolong ambilkan air ke apa ke, like things like that. I thought it's macam gitu. So your question is more towards macam what you say, is it? Is that what you mean?
Like you yourself never there's certain time that you don't feel satisfied, and that's
I definitely feel satisfied lah. He's a very loving family kind of husband lah. So I appreciate lah.
Ting, she got 110% like perfect husband in her eyes. Jadi okay, I think basically at your face you have embraced his imperfection. So that's why you felt that there's nothing that you take him for granted lah, right?
Yeah.
And that's a good thing lah altogether. Yeah, I've also learned quite recently, not that long ago, about this taking things for granted, because I think for me, I always little things that he did, I don't see it. I want to see the bigger picture.
Yes, correct.
Asal dia tak belikan ni, asal dia tak buat tu, I keep on questioning.
mop rumah, you know, this kind of things.
Padahal banyak benda dia dah buat kan.
Alah, ya lah.
But we just want to see the wrong thing altogether lah. That we forget that he have done a lot.
Macam behind the scenes lah, behind the scenes.
Behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
without us
Yeah.
knowing.
Yes. And if you guys know about love language, tahu tak? Love language, pernah dengar tak?
Pernah, I
Tak,
think.
pernah. Okay.
I think.
So love language is good for you guys to know also. Is if you want to give love, in what ways that the person or you know that this is love for you. Same goes to him. Okay. So for me, my gift of love is physical touch. Aku ni orang very touchy. Aku suka pegang, aku suka cuddle, aku suka kisah gitu. So to tell him that I love you, this is my way. For him, is opposite. He's a person of actions. Things that he do for me in action. That's why he is lah. So when I don't receive what I give him, aku rasa tu ya aku macam very picky macam asal dia tak macam hold aku sangat, kiss aku sangat. Is it because he doesn't love me? Ada tak his actions speaks more. Yeah, so this love language is good for us to know and acknowledge. Do it together with him so that you know his love language. Jadi korang tak salah faham. So then afterwards I'll feel more like actually he completes lah. We complement one another. I shouldn't be looking into things that what he don't do for me. What he did for me is 360 really. Yes. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So being as a couple is different type of love altogether. I felt lah. In marriage is another whole love altogether. Do you see that? Do you see something different?
Something different as in from in a relationship, boyfriend girlfriend, and also from that boyfriend girlfriend marriage to marriage. Yes, a lot of things are very different. Like first thing first, we are under one roof. Like what you said lah. True colour semua dah keluar, which dah nampak. In maybe mak bapak tak nampak, but isteri nampak. You know, this kind of things. And also whatever he feel, maybe mak bapak tak tahu, but kita tahu. Whatever he like, maybe mak bapak tak tahu, kita tahu. You know, all the things, all these little things, like they don't show to their parents or their family members, but we know. We as wives, we know. And it's so different because of commitments, obviously. And also, like whatever it is, kita dah kahwin, and our husband is like the first person that you can turn to lah. Jadikan your best friend, jadikan your enemy for you to fight with, jadikan someone that you can gossip with, everything lah. Basically, my husband is everything for me, and I think it's so different because kita tidur satu katil for dah lepas marriage kan, kita tidur satu katil. His presence is very important for me. Macam dulu time matai, macam kita boleh macam I'm the type of person macam jumpa satu kali dalam seminggu lah, tak payah nak selalu naik muak. I want to spend time with my friends. And he's the type of person macam dia sanggup tau, macam lepas sekolah, time I working his schooling, macam dia ambil diploma, so dia sanggup daripada sekolah pergi sekolah dekat IT West, then patah balik pergi Woodlands just take me, and rumah dia kat Woodlands, then patah balik pergi Woodlands to just fetch me from work, and then balik pergi untuk atuk balik. And we at that time dia tak ada motor, just MRT, dia pakai MRT. I mean kita naik MRT lah. And all these little things macam dia sanggup macam do anything, sanggup to break his curfew just for me, just to meet me, just to see me. And yeah, and for me for now, since dia masih serving NS, I think his presence is really means so much to me lah. Macam if he's not there, I don't mind him doing other things beside me or whatever in the house, as long as I know he is there near me. Kalau dia kat dalam camp, like so different, you know, I understand like this kind of things. And then there are so many things lah that macam so different. Like bila kita time matahari semua nampak macam tengah honeymoon, semua nampak macam wah ni lawa tu lawa, tak belum nampak luar dalam lagi. So it's like dia ni handsome lah, whatever, very soft, you know, people will just see it like that. Bila dah kahwin, kau boleh nampak like the true colours which dia ni actually panas-baran, dia ni actually senang marah, dia ni actually pemalas, you know, that kind of thing. It's just the matter of you acceptance as macam sebagai suami isteri lah. And also the understanding. There's so many things that I want to talk about, but it's hard to say in words. Yeah, it's hard to say in words. Like it's so different. Yeah, it's just so different lah. Macam, and I believe in this phrase where they say, your husband is your first son. I believe that. Like, I can be the mother to him, but of course I cannot overpower the real mother, but I can be the mother to him. Like, bila dia, when he's down, he will cry. He will cry in front of me, but not to anyone else. That's when I can see he's very fragile, like very emotional. So different lah, compared to Matai. That's all I can say. It's just different people, different experience.
As for me, is mostly about realistic lah. Knowing my husband, he's a very realistic kind of person, a realistic man. So like until now juga lah, he's very, like I say, we are very simple. He's also very simple, straightforward. He has his ways, and then mostly he's just very, very realistic, like everything in everything lah. Yeah. Of course, the love is still the same up till now. Tak berubah. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much about it.
I think it's like keeping it real and practical lah, in also in marriage life. Yeah, I could also relate to both of you, especially Fiza was saying about that sometimes we have different heads, becoming a mother, someone else altogether. It's kind of true lah. But definitely we cannot take over the parenting role lah.
Of course,
Parent is the
yes,
parent.
correct. Yes,
Siblings
we
is the
are the wife.
siblings.
Yes,
We are the
correct.
wife. So we just be there when there's a need to switch that heads altogether.
Yep.
Yeah, because these women can be a baby at times,
Mm.
especially when they're sick. Oh my God, they are the baby boo, baby. Yeah, I think that's the beautiful part of relationship lah, especially marriage life. You know that you have companion with you, no matter what's gonna happen to you, especially if you're
Yes,
away
correct.
from your
Mm.
parents, right? So
Yes.
that's the only person or next person that you have to consult or talk to, you know, and keep it lah, and keep it real lah for whatever you do.
Mm. Yep.
So now, right? Maybe my last question to you all lah. How to survive in this marriage? Moving forward, how to keep it or maintain it lah? What do you guys think?
For me, I think give and take, acceptance, adaptability. If you cannot adapt to each other, it's gonna be very difficult lah. That's what I'm learning right now, and we have to accept each other for who we are lah. Basically, macam for example, if my husband is very he's that kind of person macam what to say, like very emotional. I have to accept that he's very emotional, and I'm not. For example, acceptance and then give and take. And I think I'm that type of person. Aku kalau boleh semua benda nak betul. And like I always expect him to give in to me every single time. But there are so many things that has happened, and I've learned that I just have to give in. You know, sometimes those little things macam those comments yang dia tak when apa kita tak minute diri kita berbual. I easily get affected. Even though I'm not that kind of sensitive person, but I easily get affected because you're my husband. You're saying that to me, but actually sometimes orang just terkeluar macam gitu, but they don't mean it lah. So I need to learn that I shouldn't hold grudges lah. Yeah, I'm the type of person macam, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you back. So there's so many things I have to learn for myself and to apply that on my marriage lah. Yeah, we have to learn about each other more. How to survive in marriage?
How to survive in marriage?
You just have to live with it. You just have to live.
How to survive in marriage? Like basically like what Fiza cakap lah, is understanding, give and take, keeping it real lah, and then just I mean this one is in a long run lah, so we will never know, but I mean
Yes.
yeah.
And I think we are still early for, I mean, we are still in that early stage to say things because we are still learning.
Yeah.
And I think we are gonna learn. We're definitely gonna learn more lah, more from the experienced marriage couples like some.
Yeah. Or like our parents lah basically.
Yeah.
Whoever that we know. Yeah.
And I think individually, we have different family backgrounds, and we all know how our mother and father even keep up with their marriage and what happened in their marriage, all that. So I think I took that as a learning point to how to just overcome all these kind of challenges lah.
There will be hardships lah along the way. There will be lah. Bedek lah kalau tak ada.
And kalau nak cakap pasal marriage, I think our religion doesn't promise us that marriage life gonna be as smooth sailing or as a bed of roses. There's better letak that there's gonna be hardships here and there, but
Alright, so
Okay.
talking about marriage, yes, it's for me it's a long-term pledge. Okay, that's a mindset to have lah. And definitely till death apa?
do us
Do us
apart.
apart. Dia macam gitulah the pledge of marriage. Along the line also I've learned that expectation. I have to lower down my expectation already.
Yes,
There's no point of arguing what I'm expect him to do this and that, what I want to see him on. No, I think if someone really love you, he gonna give you all. He gonna give you and whatever it is, naturally. So don't force.
yes,
We can
correct.
never force a relationship. We can never force emotions or feelings. We can't do that. So let it flow naturally, and you will see more lah without you expecting much. Yeah. So that's another thing in the key things of in marriage lah. And I think yes, you have mentioned to support one another to understand, and I think in the process that we continue to learn and relearn lah. And in my discussion with East also with my husband, I was saying that whatever problems or challenges comes in, make it that it's an external problem. It's not within us. Meaning to say, it's from another party ke another body, is another person. Bukan masalah daripada kita. You know, because we have a lot of fights, we have argued a lot of disagreement already, and we know how to tackle it already. Okay, so we are done with that part. With that stage kita dah over. So now kalau ada masalah, biarlah masalah tu datang daripada luar. And if it's gonna happen within us, let's make it settle immediately. So let's communicate,
Because
get
you guys
it
have
get it done and over. Sorry, Fiza, what you want to say?
no, I mean like you and Eve dah kenal lama, so you guys know, you guys have found the solution lah, basically.
Yeah.
Dah kenal lama,
It's
then
really just come back to communication lah. You don't
Yeah.
simpan, don't keep it too long. Just talk about it. Because for me, I cannot sleep over it. I cannot eat over it. I must macam it's in your mind, right? It's in your mind. And
Betul.
kau nak merajuk lama, nak marah lama, penat lah. Pasal I drain out, just to keep up the energy of being so angry, angsty or sad for no reason. I felt lah. There's a reason behind, but why do I want to keep that for too long? It's gonna burden me. I gonna hurt myself. I'm gonna hurt my husband. Why I do that? So I get it passed over. I just talk to him and say, okay, this is what I feel. I just need to understand, and it's up to you how you gonna, make it better, or how we can make it better. That's the way to go. Yes, marriage is not easy. It's not easy. Is every day you learn something new. Definitely, you will learn something different on you.
I think like what you said stuff like like those little things like what they do, they have done they have done for us. We don't really see like basically which I found this phrase that said if you have guy A has $200 and you need $50, but this guy A has $200 and he gave you the $50, right? And you have the guy B who have $50, but he also still give you the $50. So which one sacrifice more? Like can give his all. Then my husband is that type of like guy B lah. He can give everything for me. Just that sometimes I think dah terlalu dimanjakan, so I take things for granted lah. And I think by this session really makes me think that I'm not always right. Like I've learned so much from this session, like different marriages, we learn different things. We have different learning points. And I think it's nice to have like you guys share about your marriage.
It's always nice to have an intimate conversation between us, and the rest of the audience also will learn. There's a lot of key takeaway from here, lah. Be it you are new in marriage, be it you are so many years in marriage, you know, it's never perfect. But how we gonna embrace their imperfections altogether?
Yeah.
Now, you have any last word to say?
Cool.
You guys have anything more to add on?
I just hope that our marriage really lasts till our last breath lah. And also I hope that like our partners won't give up on us, will never give up on us, and to just stay true lah. Whatever it is, like stay, like fall in love every day, stay true to each other. And I really hope that we can have a mini family in few years time, or any other time in 10 years time maybe. Then we can just have a reunion together and see like how much we have grown. Yeah, I really like to see that. Whatever it is, marriage is not a bed of roses. Reality, we just have to live with it, because we have apa tu? We have apa to our vows, is it?
Sorry,
We
to
just
the
have to,
vow. Oh yeah, yes, marriage.
yes, yes, the marriage vows. So we just have to stay true lah. Dan aku terima nikah dia is really a big thing. It's like a realist and a big thing for us to carry lah. If we don't know how to even work towards that, then it's gonna be very difficult. Just have to have one goal, which is to just stay happy and have happy family. Yeah. Right,
Hooray!
Sue? Happy baby.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to say, just keep it real. Love each other in whatever way. Okay. Jangan lupa solat.
Allah. Macam kena penumbuk kat muka aku.
Jangan lupa
No lah,
solat
just-
betul tu.
no, I'm saying
pray
in
lah, let
general.
prayers lah.
I'm saying
Okay,
in general.
masalah solat, they pray also important. Prayers.
And just be happy lah.
Happy, don't sad.
Don't
Life is
sad.
too short to be sad.
Just be happy. Senyum-senyum je. That's all.
I think it's more about appreciating the moment, because we don't get any guarantee that tomorrow kita will still bleeding or not. Yeah.
You're
We don't
very
get
right.
guarantee of tomorrow.
100%, 110%, 200% agree lah with Fiza. Betul. Appreciate the moment we have. We never know what's going to happen the next day or in the future. We don't know. So this time around, that you have your partner around or whoever your loved ones are, just cherish your moments. Don't set aside your ego. Ego is not going to.
I hope so. I hope so. You guys pray for me. I'm a very egoistic person. Always right. I'm the queen, guys.
I think the more you learn about yourself,
Yeah.
you know how to handle the situation better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really come back to you. It reflects how you react, how you say, how you behave is because of you. So if you want another person to earn that respect or have that mutual kind of treat to you, is how you treat the other person.
Yelah macam Koko cakap, let the shadow
Koko?
reflect.
Koko siapa?
Alah Koko.
Alah,
Koko di mana?
yang
Bukan
no,
Koko. Okay.
Koko tu.
Salah, Malaysian influencer.
Oh, okay.
Let the
Koko cakap
shadow
apa?
reflect. Dia cakap gitu.
Like the what? Shadow reflect.
Let the shadow reflect.
Yalah.
Reflect lah kau.
Reflector. Reflect. Betul. Reflect. Ingat, tengok-tengoklah diri sendiri dulu. Ukur baju dulu.
Ya, betul.
Ah.
Macam orang cakap, cerminkan diri sendiri dulu sebelum mengata orang.
Tapi dia cakap bahasa English.
Sorry lah, kita bukan mak salib slow. Dia just Malay
Kita belacan.
Boleh
Kita
pakai
boleh
belacan. Salib belacan kat gigi. Macam marah. I love. Okay, guys. So, thank you so much for coming on board. I really, really like our session for today. It's a very good conversation lah. Alright.
It's
So,
a deep
guys.
connection. Yeah.
Definitely, it's a very deep connections, and we can have a lot of talk or this kind of conversations more ahead. All right. So, guys, thank you, and bye bye, people.
Bye bye.